Good afternoon and welcome, everyone. Please be seated. First, I'd like to recognize the presence of Minister of Education, the Honorable Simon Steele, U.S. Embassy Principal Officer Stephen Fromm, President Dr. G. Richard Olds, Provost Dr. Joseph Childers, Vice Provost International Development Dr. Cullum McPherson, Vice Provost for Institutional Advancement Dr. Brendan Legrenade, Keynote Speaker Dr. Tochi Iroku-Malize, Dean of Students Dr. C.V. Rao, Dean of Basic Sciences Dr. Marios Lucas, Interim Dean of School of Arts and Sciences Dr. Andrea Easter Pilcher, faculty, staff, specially invited guests, parents, students, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. My name is Dr. Tita Castor. I am a 1988 graduate of St. George's University School of Medicine. I'm honored to stand before you on this auspicious moment of your career. 33 years ago, I landed on the beautiful island of Grenada and started my journey that has brought me to where I am today. I'm an internist, geriatrician, and palliative medicine physician. Since completing my internal medicine residency and geriatrics fellowship, I have worked my entire career as a physician educator at the Icahn School of Medicine at Mount Sinai in New York City. I currently hold the position of Medical Director of the Palliative Care Service at New York City Health and Hospitals, Elmhurst Hospital. But what I consider my most important post today has been to be the Director of Medical Education for St. George's University School of Medicine at New York City Health and Hospitals, Elmhurst and Queens Hospitals. It has brought me back to where I began and given me the opportunity to give back to St. George's School of Medicine and to the island of Grenada. My first white coat ceremony was not my own, as I entered medical school before this important milestone was ever celebrated in ceremony. My first was just around this time last year when I had the honor of donning my daughter's white coat on her. I'm glad that my second one is here with all of you in Grenada at St. George's University, as it is as deeply personal to me as that first one. I wear my white coat very proudly every day. I must confess, there is a motive to it. It is quite useful to have pockets when one is carrying 2 phones, a beeper, pens, pen light, keys, and in my profession, packs of tissues. During my geriatrics fellowship, I realized how my patients, who were older and far wiser than I, showed such respect towards me and what I had to say because I was in this white coat. I still notice the effect that this garment has when I walk into a room to meet a palliative care patient or their family for the first time. For some, it means someone who understands and can explain what is going on. For others, someone who can bring much-needed relief of pain and suffering. And for others yet, someone who brings care and compassion when cure is not available. This coat, made of fabric and sewn with thread, is laden with meaning. With this coat, you will have the privilege and the burden of being part of people's lives during their happiest and saddest moments, hearing their deepest hopes, fears, and secrets. You will walk hand in hand with them in their journey through the beginning of life, health, illness, and death. As you don your white coat for the first time, take a moment to think about the journey that you are about to begin. It will be exciting, scary, emotional, enlightening, fantastic. It is going to be one of the most important journeys you will ever take, and it will definitely transform you. I would like to share with you a brief history of this ceremony. In 1993, the Arnold P. Gold Foundation created the White Coat Ceremony at Columbia University's College of Physicians and Surgeons to promote humanism in medicine. With guidance from the Gold Foundation, St. George's University School of Medicine initiated its own White Coat Ceremony in 1996, long before many other U.S. medical schools. In 2003, the Gold Foundation founded the Gold Humanism Honor Society, an international society dedicated to the promotion of humanism, professionalism, and ethics in medical practice and education. St. George's University chapter established the Humanitarian Student Organization in 2009, through which preclinical students can engage in service activities for their communities. Our chapter is housed in St. George's University's Bioethics Department, which also coordinates basic science students in projects supporting Gold Humanism Honor Society goals. Chapter members are nominated by their peers and inducted during their third year of training. Our newest members are listed in the back of your program and are serving as role models of compassion and professionalism while completing their fourth year of clerkships. It is now my pleasure to welcome to the podium Dr. Joseph Childers, Provost of St. George's University, who brings greetings from the University Administration.
Good afternoon. I will stand on the protocol that's already been established, but I would like to extend special welcome to several people. First, I would like to extend our welcome to Mr. Stephen Fram, the Chargé d'Affaires of the United States Embassy. I would also like to extend a special welcome to the Grenadian Minister of Education, the Honorable Simon Steele. And of course, to our speaker, Dr. Iroku-Malize, excuse me, and of course Dr. Castor, who has joined us today to be our Master of Ceremonies. Thank you so much for joining us. I also want to extend a special welcome to all the parents, family, and friends who are here to witness this really important ceremony. And of course to all the students who are about to don that white coat and begin a journey. For many of you, it's the beginning of the final step of a lifelong dream. I have a confession, since we're all friends. I am not an MD, much to my parents' disappointment. And I've worked long and hard to overcome that black spot in my educational career. But I am a professor of English. And as a consequence of being a professor of English, I have a kind of special connection to symbolism. And I wanted to comment just briefly on this symbolism of your donning this white coat, because it's a symbol, as I said before, of the beginning of this really, really important journey. It is the final step for you. It is a symbol of you joining a profession that is perhaps the noblest profession on the face of the earth, because it also symbolizes an extraordinary responsibility that you're taking on. You're taking on a responsibility to people that you have yet to meet, people whom you're going to be called upon to treat, to save, whom you may not like personally, that may be difficult for you to deal with, but who you will be committed to treating. It's a responsibility that you have to each other as you're moving through your studies. And most of all, it's an extraordinary responsibility to yourself to see this commitment through. We're going to be here to help you every step of the way, and we welcome you with all our hearts to St. George's University. Now, it's really my great honor to introduce our president, Dr. G. Richard Olds.
Well, good afternoon, and welcome to the class of 2021. I have a very, being a parent myself, I have a very special place for all of you in the back of the audience that represent the parents and families and loved ones of these students. I know this is a very special day for all of you, and thank you for making the long trip here to Grenada. Thank you. Now, most of you, as you might imagine, I'm a physician by professional training, but I'm actually a tropical disease specialist, and as a result of that, I spent most of my professional career working in developing countries, mostly personally in the Philippines, China, and in Egypt, but I've worked in probably 30 or 40 other countries, many countries very much like our own country here in Grenada. So I want to first tell you how special the relationship that this university has with the country of Grenada. This is a very special place. These are very special people that we work with on a daily basis, and it's been a real privilege to interact with both the government and the people of Grenada during the 2 years of my tenure as president. And thank you, Simon, for coming to our White Coat ceremony. The other thing that was struck when I became a tropical disease specialist is that when I worked in many different countries, I discovered that physicians were often featured prominently among their country's national heroes. The Philippines, for example, a country that I worked in for over 35 years, the national hero of the country of the Philippines is a physician, Jose Rizal. Now, Jose Rizal is not the Philippines' national hero because he was a fantastic physician. He may well been, but he was not their national hero because of anything to do with his skills as a physician. Jose Rizal spoke out against the colonial powers of Spain that ruled the Philippines for 400 years, and for doing that, he was shot at the stake. In a sense, Jose Rizal is a national hero because his own commitment went beyond individual patients, but his commitment to the people and the country for which he lived and prospered. Now, if you look across many developing countries, many, particularly South and Central American countries, among their national heroes are often found physicians. Now, I'm sorry to say that in my own native country of the United States, I'm fairly hard-pressed to identify any national heroes of our country that are physicians. And I'm sad about that. And I think in part that is because we have tended to focus perhaps too much on just taking care of individual patients and forgotten the fact that we have a responsibility, a larger social responsibility to those patients' families, to the communities that we live in, to our country, and to the wider world. This is also part of our responsibility as physicians. Now, the bad news today is that when you don your white coats, you're not going to be one bit smarter. I'm sorry, you're not going to be any smarter. But when you don that white coat today, you take on a very special responsibility. Think about that. Society, from the moment you put on that white coat, today you know virtually nothing about medicine, and starting tomorrow, patients could tell you their deepest secrets. They would allow you to examine their bodies. They would tell you things they would not even tell their loved ones. That is a very special role that society has blessed you with. And my message to you is that is an important responsibility to appreciate, but it goes beyond just caring for that individual patient. You have to care for all those around you. You have to care for the societies that we live in. You have to care for all the human and living things on this planet. And that's a special thing for being a physician. So in closing, I know you guys will all make great physicians. We're very good at training you to do that. I think that's a wonderful and, in my opinion, a very noble profession. But it is my hope today that at least a few of you will become heroes. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Oates. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Tochi Iroku-Malize, our keynote speaker. Dr. Tochi Iroku-Malize is Chair and Professor of Family Medicine at the Donald and Barbara Zucker School of Medicine at Hofstra Northwell, and is Chair of the Department of Family Medicine for Northwell Health in New York, Director of Medical Education at Southside Hospital, and Professor of Family Medicine at St. George's University. Her work in medical education emphasizes ethics and professionalism, which she has taught to both clinical and basic science students, and she is an exemplar of humanism and compassionate care. She is board certified in family medicine and hospice and palliative medicine with over 20 years of experience in global health, medical education, leadership and advocacy, and information technology. In addition to her clinical and academic work, Dr. Iroku-Malize holds a Master of Public Health in Health Policy and Management from Columbia University's School of Public Health and a Master of Business Administration from the University of Massachusetts. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Iroku-Malize.
So, here we go. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Yes. And to all those in the back that climbed over me when I was typing on the computer, hello again. Again, my name is Tochi Iroku-Malize. And I think, there we go. I'm waiting, for it to work. I've got the lanyard because the people in the front know I can't stay still. Maybe it's a little ADHD, don't know, but I move around a lot. So I've got the lanyard. I'll be moving back and forth, but I'm waiting for these to settle up, and then hopefully my slides will show. Because they showed when you were talking. Yes, there we go. All right. So Tochi Iroku-Malize. Yes, I do have an MD, an MPH, and an MBA. Yes, I'm an overachiever. Yes, so are all of you. And if you notice, Tochi is an Igbo name. So if you know anything about Nigerian parents, they expect you to be an overachiever. It is what it is. So that's just how that goes. All right. I'm Chair and Professor of Family Medicine, as was mentioned before. I'm from Northwell Health. My medical school when I got here on Monday was the Hofstra Northwell School of Medicine. We were the Hofstra North Shore LIJ School of Medicine until we changed our name to Northwell in January 2016, right after during the Super Bowl game. But then 2 days ago, they changed our name to Zucker School of Medicine. And for a few billion, you could have your name on our school too. Just kidding. But all jokes aside, I am the DME for Southside Hospital, St. George's. I've been coming here for over a decade with Tita, with the clinical faculty. We come here every February, March. And recently, I've come in the August period, first to teach an ethics course last year, and then now to be your keynote speaker at this occasion. So, I'm going to do my greetings. President, Provost, Vice Provost, all the deans, faculty. Now, staff is in red because when I did this speech at the first session, I forgot them. And so, staff, thank you for having our back. Thank you for security, IT, and all the staff, everybody that helped to make this run, and all the people that I've been calling and texting and emailing to please, please, please help me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See, there's a reason I had to update my slides. Students, families, friends, and distinguished guests, thank you very much. Bioethics Department, and she's still there, good. Dr. Cheryl Cox, thanks for nominating me to be the speaker for today's event. Pray for Texas. Those of you who are from Texas, those who have family and friends in Texas. My brother is there with his kids right now. They're holed up. They're safe, but they're holed up for a bit, so they can't go anywhere right now. They're in Houston. And so we think about them today, and pray for the souls of those who have departed during this catastrophe. And for those who are first responders and the neighbors and the friends that are going about risking their own lives to save others, we pray for them as well. This is where I'm from, born in Brooklyn, went around the world, and landed back in New York. Don't know how, but that's how it is. I'm on Long Island, and if you hear a little bit of the funny Long Island accent, that's because anybody from Long Island ends up sounding a little bit Italian. So, because that's just how, again, that's just how it is. Over 21 hospitals. I think we have 22 now. I say daughter and water. Yeah, there you go. But got to medical school, which is in there somewhere. Yes, the old name is up there. There you go. That's because the website hasn't updated that yet. But a lot of hospitals and facilities and research places. There are over 150 residency programs. I've got 5 of them in family medicine, but I'm only the chair. So no emails, no texts, no calls saying, please, can you get me into my residency program? Because I don't run that. The PDs do. So suck up to them when you do your clerk shifts. Okay. Again, our new name is the Zucker School of Medicine. The full name, Donald and Barbara Zucker School of Medicine. And they've done wonders. They are great philanthropists, always helping out, trying to take medical education to the next level. My topic today, with knowledge comes responsibility and accountability. Okay? With knowledge comes responsibility and accountability. This is a white coat ceremony. This is actually a St. George's University white coat ceremony. If you go on Google, you'll find it too. And it's the 2014. I'm not sure whether it was the spring or the summer class, winter or summer class, but that's their ceremony. And so you say, okay, so how many of you even knew what a white coat ceremony entailed prior to coming here? Yeah, a few hands? The people in the back were like, yeah, I don't know. I just got on the plane. My kids said they had to come to this ceremony, so I came. All right. So, yeah. So, you say, okay, different, what does this white coat symbolize? I mean, it's got a bunch of pockets, like Tita said. We put stuff in it. Some are short, some are long. How do you know who's who, what? So, I am a scientist. If you're a physician, you're a scientist. If you work in the medical school, you're a scientist, basically. And I did what all scientists do and what all academicians do. I did some research to say, I got to know what I'm getting into here, okay? So I went to my 2 most trusted resources to get information on white coat ceremonies. PubMed, because it's easy, quick articles, especially if you have the PubMed Lite on your iPhone or your smartphone, quickly get some information, get the latest articles like that. And Google. Google first, then PubMed, actually, to tell the truth. What? You all laugh, but that's what you do, okay? Google said. Okay, so anyway. So when I did my PubMed research, just to quickly see what's going on, in terms of white coat ceremonies, what have other people done? What have other people written? What were their speeches like? It's, what's going on? These are the ones in order. They usually do it in descending order of years. So 2015 was the last one that I saw an article through PubMed. Journal of Dentistry in 2014, another one in 2010-14. They had 2 different articles. I guess every 4 years they throw something out. 2010, Academic Medicine had something on the white coat ceremony in 2009. I took all that information in, and I was like, yeah, sod it, because if you guys wanted that information, you'd have called them to come and give the speech, so we'll do it my way. So, knowledge, responsibility, accountability. That's me figuring out, okay, now I know what this white coat ceremony entails, and now I am now responsible for relaying some information to you to take home, and I am accountable to St. George's University and my home, that's, the Zucker School of Medicine as well as Northwell Health, to not make a fool of myself and to make sure that, I put my best face forward. I put my best foot forward. So I liken this to learning how to drive a car. When you're a passenger, you're sitting in the back, you're a young teen, you're not driving, hurry up, I'm going to be late. You're telling your parents or older siblings, whoever's driving you around, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh, and you're like this. Why did we stop? Why haven't we gotten there yet? And you're like, oh my, gee. I mean, like, you know, I mean, really, I mean, like, it's like, and mind you, you're texting to your friend who's sitting in the backseat with you because it's parallel play, because that's how you do things. So yes, I know your parents are so slow when they drive. I know. Hurry up. Then it's time to get your own driver's license, right? And then you get that book, the whatever book it is, whichever country you're in, and you're like, holy crap. In our day, it was the book. Now I think it's online. You're like, I got to know what? You mean, wait, you're not supposed to run through the yellow light? You're supposed to slow down? Huh? That's new knowledge. And it's like, no, I don't want this knowledge. I liked it when I didn't know. Wait, insurance? I got to pay insurance? I'm not paying. What? And the registration, but what? And wait, my insurance is so in case I hit somebody else, what if they're at fault? What? So that's the responsibility. And you're accountable to whoever paid for that car. And of course, the passengers, the other people in the street that you're driving with, okay? So that's basically how it is. Once you get some knowledge, a little knowledge, you're like, uh-oh, now I've got to do something with it. Now I'm more responsible, and now I'm accountable to somebody somewhere. So today, your journey begins. Well, technically, when you signed your papers and your parents paid and all that stuff. But besides that, today, your journey begins, and you're going to become a doctor. All right? So we're going to do a little travels. We're going to go through time. We're going to start from being a medical student, being a resident, to being an attending. And I'm hoping that through the process of just kind of giving you a glimpse into the future, you understand the whole idea about knowledge, responsibility, and accountability. And I'll give you some of my stories, some things that have happened to me that'll help to cement it, so at least you'll remember one of the nuggets that we have. And again, just in case you fall asleep and wake up, at the end, whoever is falling asleep, just nudge them when they get to the slide that has the 9 take-home points, and then they can get that. Do a screenshot. Okay. Okay. And there you go. So you made it. You've gotten you've gotten into medical school. Thank you to my parents, my family, my friends. I could not have made it without you. That's what they think you guys are thinking. Because I wasn't thinking that either. I mean, I did. I went through the motions. But inside, I was like, yeah. You got your lab coat on. I found this picture. I had to square out one piece because it was not appropriate for this audience, and that's what I was doing back there. Okay, so, but they got the eyes on the prize. This may be a little bit inappropriate, so we'll ignore that. White coat, freshly ironed by mom. Power tie. Well, you laugh. Okay, I've got a younger brother who actually, he went to, I'm going to boast it, well, whatever. He went to a prestigious medical school that started with H. It's not mine, but anyway. And he used to send his laundry home. In fact, my mother, after a while, when he learned how to use the washing machine, my mother would send him quarters in the mail. I'm like, think about that, quarters in the mail, so that he wouldn't have to make change, because God forbid he should have to do that to wash his clothes. So this is not made up. This is kind of real. Okay, power tie, ID photo with the same self-satisfied smirk, because we are awesome. And, the binder containing info on your patients, everyone else's patients, just in case they drop the ball, because I got this, I'm awesome. Okay, and then all the other stuff there. Okay. So that's what it is. You're a medical student. You're telling everybody else, yeah, you're not in medical school. Are you a medical student? Are you part of the school of medicine? Oh, you're not? Oh okay. They're not one of us. Okay. Oh, and not that. Okay. This is about responsibility. So this last year's cardiology exam, bad. Okay. So there you go. So here's the story. I'm a DME, like I told you. In my role, I see lots of students coming in and out from different schools, And sometimes I'm sitting, I'll come in, and if they're not seeing me, if they haven't Googled, if they haven't done anything to research, they don't know what I look like or, anything like that, and if others haven't told them. So they'll come in, and they're sitting around a conference table, and this has happened, sitting around the conference table just chatting, having their coffee, waiting for the day to begin. And I'll walk into the main room, and I don't do it all the time, but once in a while, I like to shake things up. So I'll go in and make myself some coffee, say good morning. They all look at me. It's like, and sometimes somebody will know, they're like, oh, good morning, Dr. Iroku-Malize. And I'm like, oh, yes, hi. So they know who I am. They're like, okay, they don't want to screw up. Best behavior. Every once in a blue moon, I'll get the, yeah, okay, good morning. And then, so I hope that this rotation doesn't suck, because I am not going to work on Saturdays and Sundays. I cannot, okay? I just cannot. And, do you know anything about this? Do the teachers even know anything? Do the attendings know anything? I mean, I heard this place sucks. I mean, and they'll just go on and on and on and on. And that darn secretary, she's like, oh, she took forever to print out my badge, from the Stone Ages. And just going on and on and on, because for them, they don't know who I am, so their true colors shine on through. And that's what's happening, right? And it's good. Every once in a while, you catch it. You catch it. So, and I say, if you're going to be genuine and correct, good. Please try and be genuine and correct all the time and professional all the time. It's okay to have a bad day. If you have teenagers, you have had a bad day, okay? So it's okay to have that every once in a while, but in general, please try and be professional at all times, because you do not know who is listening. You do not know whether or not the DME loves the secretary that you just bashed, because the DME was a resident when that secretary was in the department, and that secretary helped them out tremendously. You do not know what other relationships or how much they rely on them. There are a lot of places where once you guys go through, they go to the nurse's station and say, so, that student, what do you think? They ask for me, sometimes it's even security guards. So what do you think about that student that came through? Sometimes you'll be amazed how many times people have come up to us that are not in they're not in the medical profession, they're part of the staff, and they'll come and say, you know that student that was here last week? Awesome, 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 awesome. Please, please, please try and recruit, please try and recruit. A perfect gentleman, a perfect lady, was so respectful. And if we look at their records and say, well, their medical knowledge and clinical may not be superb, but that professionalism goes a long way, goes a long way. So you already know this, right? Okay, so, it's nothing new I'm telling you. But this is how it is. This is how, and parents and family members, just remind them when they come home for vacation to stay on top of their game. Mind your P's and Q's, get your classwork done, and yes, you will have to do teamwork, because everything we do is teamwork. Everything. Codes are run with teams. We now have teams rounding. In the old days, everything was just you and your patient. Now it's you, social worker, the nurse, whoever is taking care of mental health issues, the pharmacist, you have to get in touch with them, the consultant or the specialist, whomever you're working with, the family members of the patient, because, you will have gotten everything done, and you'll say to yourself, me and the patient, we're like this, we've got the plan set. Daughter from Maryland will show up and say, oh, whoa, we are not doing this with mama. And you're like, who are you? But family members are part of the team. So you're going to have to figure out how to make it work. This is an example. So I'm past president of the New York State Academy of Family Physicians. And I have learned, and this is something that some of you will end up doing, advocacy work, if you decide to do that, whatever specialty you go into. I do a lot of advocacy work. I go to Albany all the time and Washington, D.C. Spend a lot of my time doing that. And one thing about New York State, for those of you New Yorkers, upstate New York is nothing like downstate New York, is nothing like any New York, okay? Whatever you think the United States politically thinks, that is New York. That's just it. New York is a microcosm. It shows you the entire country, how they think. this person loves Trump, this one loves Obama, this one loves Clinton, this one loves Bernie, this one thinks the whole thing should be shot, everything should be burnt to the ground and started again, and this one wants to have, kings and queens come back. So but that's just how it is. But that's how it is. That's New York. So I've got a group of physicians, professionals from all walks of life. Some are in medical education, some are in private practice, solo private practice. Some of them work for big health systems. Some of them are working in urgent centers. Some of them have their own small businesses, etc. Family physicians all across New York State. We now have to get together. We have our Congress of Delegates exactly like this, all the counties like that. People come in with different policies, write it up, and we argue pros and cons, because at the end of the weekend, we have to leave that meeting, the Congress of Delegates for New York State Academy, no matter their opinions, come up with what are we going to have as a unified message when we now go to the American Academy. You see those little placards there? Those are the different states. And we will sit down on behalf of New York State and now say, New York State has decided this is what we want to do. Regardless of our personal opinions, whether the original idea was ours or not, even if we were against it, as a representative of that, as a member of the team coming in to the big academy, my job, is to come in and represent everyone's voice to the best of my ability. Which means that some days you will win, some days you will win in terms of the policies that you want. But it doesn't mean that I can't not respect you or whatever that is. So, in other words, I got to respect you. So I got to respect you. I have to learn to work with you, and I have to learn to push it aside at the end of the day, because it may be just your ideas I have a problem with, not really the individuals, just the ideas. But my ideas may not be the right ones, and I've got to be open to understanding that. So the knowledge here is that as a member of a team, I don't know all the answers. I know a lot, but I don't know all the answers. And I know that I can learn something from you. So that's important. My responsibility is to get that information, let us all get to a common goal and get that done. And I'm accountable to all of the members of my team and the people we're serving. So you've mastered medical school. You're now going into residency. You've got the medical knowledge, because St. George's has made sure you have that. You've got the clinical skills. You're like, yes, we're good. We're awesome. Okay? You got to have the professionalism. As I said, lots of places, lots of people trying to get into the same spots that all of you are in today. All of you know somebody who did not make it into medical school this year. All of you. This is an honor and a privilege, but you've earned it. Okay? So you've earned this spot. Don't mess it up. Be professional at all times, because you are now held to a different level than everyone else. So here's an example from, because I'm a health system exec, that's my academic role is chair professor, my operational role is chair for the health system. So I got a call from one of the health system execs for Northwell Health, says, hey, that's okay, I know the story. Says, hey, I need you to do me a favor. Let's shut that up. And then I'm going to let you, I'm sorry, you can bring it back. I can talk while I go. he just put his hands like this. What'd she do? Okay, so I will drag this out until you get it back. That's fine. I'm good. So get a call from a healthcare system exec, and she says, listen, I have some openings around the area, and I need to hire any of your current PGY3 graduates who are going to be graduating in June. I have some openings. Can you send some of them over to interview? I said, fine, no problem. Like I said, I have 5 program directors, 5 residency programs scattered across. Good. Send out the message to everybody. Send me your best and brightest that want to stay in New York, because sometimes we have those who want to go back to Cali. We have a lot of Cali people that want to go back to California. But other than that, if they're trying to stay in Texas, Florida, we try and convince them to stick around New York. It's not that bad in the winter. And we did. So 5 residency programs, that's what they did. They called their best and brightest, that wanted to stay in New York, and said, okay, got to meet this top exec that wants to interview you. to see if you can take join some of the practices. So I'm like, great. I look at the list of names, and I know the names. I'm like, okay, good. And we know their credentials. They're awesome. A lot of them were chief residents. We're like, oh, we've got this. We're good. She's going to find someone, and he has family medicine. We're very excited. And then what happens? I get a call 2 days later, and she's pissed. I'm like, well, why are you pissed? Well, she says, well, first, I'm going to tell you, thank you for sending, mind you, and I'm like, I'm still saying, yeah, cool, thank you for having my residents, And then she says, okay, but there was one that came in, and this resident came in to an interview for a job with the health system at the corporate office, not in the hospital, at the corporate office. So there's no patients in that building, okay? In scrubs and sneakers, and came in and I was like, yeah, so, oh, cool, this is a great idea, this job, okay, so what does it entail? Okay, sure, yeah, that sounds like a neat opportunity, fine, thank you. So, quick question, how long is this interview going to be? Because I got to let my mom know, because she's waiting outside in the parking lot. Listen, if your mom's waiting for you in the parking lot, that's fine. I don't know what happened to your car or anything like that. Don't tell an executive that your mom's waiting for you. I've had situations where my car broke down the last one. I told my husband, listen, this is before Uber. Get me to this thing. You stay there until I call you. and then I go in, and then I get out, and it's like, okay, let's go. And then you take it up. But you don't do that. You are a professional. You are a professional. Scrubs are for when you're dealing with patients. There's no blood and urine in the corporate office that we know of. So why would you want to wear that there? And then why would you want to give TMI? This is the age where we put everything out there. Okay, yes, granted, on Instagram, I post anytime I see something awesome that I eat. Sure. But the executive doesn't need to know that, right? So there's some TMI that you should just keep to yourself, all right? So again, with knowledge, you know that this is a job, and you've been through this before. You've been interviewed for medical school. You're going to be interviewed for residency. When you're being interviewed for a position as a physician, your level of responsibility goes up. Everybody expects more of you. You should come prepared and be on your A game, because there are a lot of people still looking for that spot, looking to knock you off and take that spot. Your responsibility is to be ready. Have an extra jacket in your car or in your locker. Have extra set of clothes. I, to this day, still have extra clothes in my office, just in case, because you never know. Things happen. I've been doing this since before I had kids and onward. So it was first breast milk, and then poop and things like that, and then later on other stuff. And so I always have a spare set, because I don't know what's going to happen during the course of the day. Be prepared. And you're accountable. That one resident, awesome resident, screwed it up for me, because I looked bad. I really looked bad. And they're like, until this day, mind you, it was just a fluke, I guess. Till this day, oh, family medicine, oh no, they show up in scrubs. They don't know how to come in professional. That's the oh no, they. So you are accountable. He's now accountable for the whole department, accountable to them, and to his colleagues, and to the program director, because the program director, I let that program director have it too, because I was like, oh, I'm not falling alone on this one. But just, a reminder about that. So you've been a physician a while. You've been doing right, because your interview was awesome. You're good. All right? You've been working on your knowledge, gaining knowledge everywhere you can. You've been grabbing it where you could, remembering your responsibilities, and you're making sure that you remain accountable to the patients you take care of, your colleagues, the institute that you work for, the school that you came from, and your specialty society, whichever specialty you should join. And you are good, because at this point in time, you can handle any crisis, because all this has prepared you for that, because things happen, like Texas. And the mindset of a physician is different from that of a layperson or a healthcare professional. As you see a disaster, you think a little differently about it. Who's on call? Who's not going to be able to come in? Whose family member is missing? How do we adjust? How do we take care of this? What do we have to do next? Do we have enough supplies, resources, etc.? Okay. So that gives me an example for this. So this is my example, again, being from the New York State Academy, the crisis that we had to deal with that occurred. And a lot of you know about this, especially from New York area, with the shooter coming in and killing one of our colleagues and injuring many others, resident students. And it was kind of trying. It was trying. Again, having gone through this whole process, I'm used to dealing with crises and knowing when to freak out and when not to. Freak out at a baseball game with your kids, fine. When you're in this moment, when it comes to lives, you don't get that luxury. Okay, this is what you're joining. So I'm on the phone talking to those who are still trapped inside the building, talking to them, trying to keep people calm. At the same time, trying to manage the email because the listservs were going crazy. People were speculating, so I had two listservs going crazy. One was for the New York State Academy. They were all saying what happened and speculating. I knew a lot more than others did at the time, so trying to tell, without telling them what was going on, saying this is not correct, let's wait till the official story comes out. Please stop talking about this. This is a live, ongoing thing that's happening. And then meanwhile, across the country, because we are members of the American Academy, they were all the program directors across the country were, what's going on, what's happening, what should we do? And then their own theories of things. Trying to calm them down. And trying to calm down the people that were there, because as they're on the phone with survivors, some of them were, repeating themselves. You know, for those, if you've never seen someone who's in shock, they start to ramble on, almost like what I'm doing now, but rambling on and on. And saying, but you have to kind of just allow them to speak and let them calm down and keep them, make sure they don't do anything because their judgment's not quite there, to try to keep them okay. And then at the same time prepare a statement that's not going to be politically charged, because immediately, because it was a gun issue, I told you New York is like the United States, so we had two factions, going immediately split. Everybody was like, ban guns. Everyone was like, no, it's mental illness, so whatever. So that type of thing, and trying to calm that down, that situation down. When you join us, as you join us, you are expected to be at a different level, to see things differently, to handle the crisis and be calm. Then later on, we will come together and deal with how this emotionally affected us. But our job is to handle the crisis. So, as a professional, no more blinders. And when they say, is there a doctor in the house? Shucks, darn it, that's you. Because if there's not a doctor in the house, they're going to say, is there a nurse? Is there a healthcare worker? Anybody? Is there a medical student in the house? And you'll be like, damn it, I only did biochem. But that's what it is. So I gave this talk earlier today, but I changed up some of the stories because I needed to keep the front rows awake. But they're not going to believe it that, yes, the other group heard about the crisis I had on a flight coming from Poland. So I'm giving you the story of the crisis that occurred on my flight coming from Brazil. Brazil, a wonderful place. I was done. Again, I was working for Wonka, doing something for Wonka, had a presentation. Everything was all hunky-dory. And like I said, because I travel a lot, I do a lot of global health. I earn up a lot of miles, so I stick to one airline as much as I can, because those miles add up and you can upgrade really nicely, save some money. So that's what I did. And again, and you think to yourself, it can't happen to me twice. Yes, it can. Sitting in first class. Now, I normally sit, and if you follow me on Instagram, I sit by the window so I can take a picture, view from plane, hashtag view from plane, and show you what I just passed over. And then I will take a picture of what I'm eating, especially from first class, because a little glass of my little, if I can get them all back, I'll have it. And then, some sort of meat, because I'm a carnivore, rare if I can. And that's how I'll have it. And then I'll take the picture, and I'll post it as well, have it on drop mode. If they have the Wi-Fi signal on, I'll send it. I'm like, yes. So I've got window, I've got my meal, I've got my drink. I'm happy. I don't want to hear, is there a doctor in the house? No, no, no. Is there a doctor in the house? But then, you know, the responsibility part is you better put that wine down just in case. Is there a doctor in the house? What? Nobody else in first class is a doctor? What? What kind? What? Is there a doctor in the house? That would be me. Oh, good. Get up. For this time, it wasn't a passenger. It was one of the flight attendants. In the bathroom, collapsed. It's like, oh, no. So, because we haven't gone too far, and flight attendants know what passengers don't know. A grounded plane costs a lot of money. So, said flight attendant, though we're going to New York, lives in Chicago, said to me, I must get to Chicago. Don't let them land this plane until we get to New York. Okay, if any of you have done the Brazil-New York route, that's not happening in the next few minutes. So if you are down and you're, you know, perspiring and everything, like, you know, sweating, and you've got a little bit of a quick pulse and everything, you're saying to you, this, you're not, huh? And they're like, no, no, no. And meanwhile, the other flight attendants are coming, how's he doing, how's he doing? And he's like, I'm fine, I can make it, I can make it. Like, no. And the pilot's like, so how's he doing? Well, he doesn't look good. No, I can make it, I can make it. So one thing, patients may refuse treatment. That's your first lesson of today. Patients are allowed to say, no, screw you, I don't want your help. However, he wanted my help, but he wanted my help to get me to where he needed to go, because his partner was in Chicago, and he's telling me, I don't want to die in New York. So I need to get to New York and then get to Chicago. So I said, okay, fine. So that was my job to keep him okay. Luckily, after doing a very quick assessment, he was safe enough. He was safe enough, unlike my other passenger from the story earlier today. We didn't have to land in another country. So this is me standing in the seat. So the woman who was they moved, luckily the first class wasn't full. They put him in a seat. The woman who was in front of him, she got my seat, and I was basically kneeling in the aisle for the rest of the journey. Keeping him safe, doing this, administering assistance and everything. And then when they had to serve breakfast, because this was dinner, then breakfast, and I'm still kneeling in the aisle and getting up. I'm older than you think, okay? I'm actually a baby boomer, so my knees don't do well on the floor, you know, and then I got some pillows and everything to stay in there, help him, go back, had to, you know, go back and forth, talk to the pilot, keep him okay, but he was very stable. He was stable enough. I was sure that he could make it to the flight till we ended. They were serving breakfast. Doc? Yeah, I guess we should go around you. Yeah, I think you should. You should go around the other side and serve the breakfast. Ask me to get up out of the way to serve everybody else breakfast, because by this time, they know you're a doctor. They're like, you got this. We can keep doing our thing. Welcome to our profession. So but the key is you will learn to handle any crisis. Even if you don't know exactly what to do, everyone will expect you to at least keep others calm. I spent most of the flight just keeping him calm. And taking care of the pain and just checking his vitals to make sure they weren't deteriorating, that's basic. But just keeping him calm and keeping the couple that were next to me calm as well, that were next to him. So your knowledge, what you know, your responsibilities is what is needed, and your accountability is to whom? The people around you, your family, your patients, yourself. So here, nudge those who are sleeping. This is the slide. Summary. I ask of you, be grateful for the opportunity that you have earned. Okay? You have earned your seat here. Do your homework. Please be prepared. No scrubs to an interview at a corporate office, unless they say to you and they pull you off the ICU unit and say, I need to interview you now. Other than that, please be prepared. Know what you know, and more importantly, know what you don't know. Very important to know what you don't know, okay? Because everyone else says, well, you must know everything. You're a doctor, okay? You don't. I don't. No one here does. Okay? Grab your education from those who are great teachers, from those who are not great teachers, from those who are great mentors and those who are not great mentors. Grab it. Your job is to go out there and get it. Do not wait for it to be spoon-fed to you, okay? Grab it. If you don't understand the material, find a way to understand the material. Go to YouTube. Go to another person who understands material and can act it out for you. I actually had to do that for my child once. Find someone else who has better notes than you and knows how to do it, to have group discussions, whatever it is. Find another textbook that this textbook doesn't make any sense. Find another way to learn it. Find an article, some way to get it. But grab it. You are smart enough. You've got this. You made it here. You can do this. Grab your education. No one's going to give it to you anymore at all. Bring your A game always. Be a team player. It's like the holidays and the in-laws. Don't have to love everybody, but you got to get along and get through the meal. That's your goal, okay? Be a team player. Take care of you. It's very important so that you can get to the next stage. And remember who you are and where you come from. And have fun along the way. Because, I mean, we have a very serious business here. This business we're doing, yeah. So you got to find some time and some ways to have fun while you're doing it. Which is why I do silly things. Because otherwise, ooh, so dreary. Okay, and in return, we who have come before you, we promise that our knowledge, we know about burnout, we know and the relationship and having well-being. We know that medical education, the way people are trained to be physicians, way different than 3 decades ago when I did it. Okay. So we know things have changed. Our responsibility is to find ways to help you stay well, mind, body, and soul, to reinforce that, to show you that, hey, yeah, we do that for ourselves too, okay? And then also, when it comes to education, to know that we're not the all that ends all. We do not know everything. We need to get over ourselves as those who are before you and say, okay, there's some stuff I may not know. Let me figure it out. And how do I best give this information to the student so that they can understand it? And our accountability, as always. And because I gave these slides before, I forgot that I had given myself some cheat sheets there. Okay, there you go. Patients, colleagues, and ourselves. Okay? That's our accountability. But now, as of today, we are accountable to you. Welcome to our group. Thank you. Okay.
Your parents sound awful lot like mine. And the back of the elevator at the hospital, I'm short, is where I listen to the residents talking about who's this Dr. Castor that's going to be like precepting or whatever, right? And remind me never to be on the same plane as you, because my first call on a plane was as a second-year resident, flying from having visited my father, who was very ill, in the Philippines, to New York. And we had just gotten off the ground. Anyway, thank you very much for those inspiring words. So, St. George's University School of Medicine will now present you with a white coat, symbolizing your entry to the profession and your commitment to uphold the duties and trust associated with medicine and medical training. To assist our keynote speaker and myself with coating you, I invite several faculty to join us on stage. Dr. G. Richard Olds, our president, Dr. Marios Lucas, Dean of Basic Sciences, Dr. Dolan Noel, Associate Dean, Clinical Studies, Grenada, Dr. Anna Cyrus Murden, Course Director, Clinical Medicine, Clinical Skills Department, Dr. Theophanis Colias, Teaching Fellow, Anatomical Sciences, Dr. Jaspreet Johal, Teaching Fellow, Anatomical Sciences, and Dr. Monica Lockwood, class of 1989, who is here to quote her daughter, Mary Lockwood. Oh, I'm reminded I'm forgetting something. In recognition of our international enrollment, the Grand Marshal, Dr. Barbara Landon of the Bioethics Department will call each student by name and state their country of birth. Please hold your applause until all students have been coded. For safety reasons, please, we ask the audience to kindly remain seated and not interrupt the ceremony by taking pictures in the forward section of the hall. Thank you so much for your cooperation.
I'm going to go all the way down to the end. Okay. They didn't give you instructions. No. And you're the very first one. All right. First we have Aaron Oberg, USA, Pennsylvania. Taylor Miller, USA, Pennsylvania. Adadarama Okonkwo, Nigeria. Stephanie Okeke, USA, North Carolina. Khadija Ogunfuyi, USA, Georgia. Pedram Nazem, USA, Maryland. Rathish Ratnakaran, India. Kevin Landau, USA, Florida. Jonathan Park, USA, California. And Alex Mizzou, USA, Colorado. Wait. I'm sorry, you didn't give me instructions. Thank you. Rosemary Onorege, USA, Texas. Lauren Peterson, USA, Florida. Rhea Manuel, USA, California. Alexandria Miller, USA, North Carolina. Nathaniel O'Leary, USA, California. Paul Asunwa, USA, Texas. Pranav Mahadevan, USA, Georgia. Rose Paskoff, USA, New York. Ariel Noble, USA, Arkansas. And Michael Purviance, USA, California. Jeffrey Marsh, USA, Ohio. Michelle Panko, USA, Texas. Sagar Jinwala, USA, South Carolina. Shaimal Patel, USA, New Jersey. Ashton Jackson, USA, Florida. Fu Long, USA, Florida. Nital Kumar, USA, Texas. Madison Mitchell, USA, South Carolina. Abhilash Pillai, USA, Michigan. And Jay Singh, USA, New Jersey. Haris Patel, USA, California. Niala Mualem, Canada, British Columbia. Elvine Mann, USA, California. Ricardo Melendez, USA and Puerto Rico. Well, Taha Yeyai, thank you, Canada. Sahar Rahil, USA, California. Neela Kadir, USA, New York. Nikita Patel, USA, Virginia. Thomas O'Donnell, USA, Delaware. Daniel Kahn, USA, Illinois. Tristan Patel, USA, Florida. Brianna Losty, USA, Connecticut. Remy Neville, USA, Texas. Ogana Anoju, USA, Georgia. Mohammed Khan, USA, Virginia. Tasneen Konkin, USA, New Jersey. Adriana Landivar Roca, USA, Florida. Munanchu Podell, USA, Maryland. Jonathan Tionko, USA, Florida. And David Polson, USA, Texas. Daniel Langione, USA, New Jersey. Daniel Carpo, USA, Florida. Hamza Pervez, USA, New York. Rhett McKnight, USA, South Carolina. Dylan Mukin, Canada. Alexandros Mahili, Canada. Mokhtar Malas, USA, Massachusetts. Emilio Issa, Suriname. Eric Mishkin, USA, New York. And Ashley Phillips, USA, South Carolina. Is it Tet or Tet? Tet. Tet Miet No, USA, California. Tan Nok Lee, USA, California. Monica Shakya, USA, California. Zar Lewin, USA, California. Hedar Khan, USA, Kentucky. Kainsu Lwin, Singapore. Clayton Lanham, USA, Arizona. Tree Lee, USA, California. Trak Lee, USA, Louisiana. And Abdul Rafiki, Afghanistan. Muhammad Masood, USA, Connecticut. Ivan Martinez, USA, California. Samuel Maryhart, USA, Minnesota. Samer Nasser, USA, Ohio. Sean Patel, USA, South Carolina. Jonathan Nold, USA, Kansas. Sonia Klein, USA, Florida. Kavina Sathayosathi, Canada. Anna Class, USA, Missouri. Mark Meredith, USA, Vermont. Sean Morales Pittler, USA, New York. Ashley Vaness, USA, Oklahoma. Christy Nasser, USA, New York. Nicole McGuire, USA, New York. Morgan McInerney, did I butcher it? I'm sorry. USA, California. Rachel Magnan, USA, California. Shaswat Ojta, USA, Texas. Rathnapriya Ramalingam, USA, Nevada. Arham Zia, USA, New York. Aisha Masood, USA, New Jersey. Adil Malik, USA, Michigan. Paraket Patel, USA, New Jersey. Abigail Pate, USA, Ohio. Ina Nanik, USA, Florida. Thomas Mayer, USA, Pennsylvania. Martin Kafina, USA, Massachusetts. Elias Inga Hako, Peru. Kimia Mashuf, USA, California. Liz Joseph, USA, New York. Jordan Colosi, USA, Massachusetts. Waneri Nosu.
Tochi Iroku-Malize.
Tochi Nwaneri Nwosu, USA, California. Harshal Modi, USA, Texas. Ese Ojakovo, Nigeria. Megan Mahalik, USA, New Jersey. Carly Mesovich, USA, Maryland. Angelina Liddy, USA, Pennsylvania. Derek Nicholas, USA, Wisconsin. Aaron Templeton, USA, Minnesota. Christine Petrella, USA, Michigan. And Kyle Leonard, USA, New York. Change your name. Nicole Wen, USA, California. Jane Hui Lee, USA, Massachusetts. Shannon Izuka Hana. Oh, that's your middle name, sorry. USA, Arizona. Jeffrey Nasuti, USA, Pennsylvania. Victoria LeBlanc, USA, Michigan. Shivani Naidu, USA, California. Vishwa Patel, USA, Massachusetts. Jillian Melnick, USA, New York. Lauren Michelli, Canada. And Timothy Mua, Kenya. Erwin Odongo, USA, Pennsylvania. Talwinder Naji, USA, Maryland. Jacqueline Lau, Canada. Cedric Lubin, Haiti. Ryan Montalvo, USA, New Jersey. Ilma Kanbabi, USA, Texas. Glenda Mukuruza, USA, Florida. Elena Marino, USA, Florida. Savannah Nightingale, Canada, Calgary. And Sarah Lynn, USA, California. Alexa Pranga, USA, Wisconsin. Kelly Powell, USA, Florida. William Ott, USA, Pennsylvania. Arlena Rupnarein, USA, Florida. Meghna Jani, USA, New Jersey. Morgan Pegg, USA, Wisconsin. Madeline Penson, United Kingdom. David Parr, USA, New Hampshire. Zachary Koppelman, USA, Kansas. Jennifer Nguyen, USA, California. James Nguyen, USA, California. Kenneth Lee, USA, New Jersey. Flavio Salinas, USA, Texas. Brian Medina, USA, California. Jessica Mazer, USA, Pennsylvania. Sky O'Reilly, USA, New York. Meredith Gibson, USA, California. Carolina Riveros, USA, Florida. Christy Yee, USA, New Jersey. And Kathleen Sered, USA, California. Sheena Johnson, USA, California. You going to help me? Yeah. Ebunalua Oshanuga, USA, California. Jamie Lungai, USA, New York. Naruti Shah, USA, New York. Krithika Mutyala, India. Priska Liu, USA, California. Alexia Montas, USA, Florida. Nicholas Rudowitz III, USA, Michigan. Chris Musgrove, USA, Kansas. And Vishnavi Naluri, India. Jisun Won, Republic of South Korea. Danielle Yao, Singapore. Dale Long, USA, New York. Ahmed Mahmoud, USA, Georgia. Joshua Okoro Soko, Nigeria. William Mosley, USA, North Carolina. David Lee, USA, Texas. Louisa Nisek, USA, New Jersey. David Nowak, USA, New Jersey. And Matthew Krause, USA, California. Cassandra Lira, USA, New Jersey. Brett Labe, USA, New Jersey. Sangati Kadakaya, USA, Pennsylvania. Pranali Soni, USA, New Jersey. Jay Patel, USA, Arizona. Eduardo Pestana, USA, Texas. Jean Malapudi, USA, California. Apurva Malampati, USA, New Jersey. Ashley Kovinya, USA, Michigan. Pranoma Ramsrivustapa, USA, Connecticut. Charishma Paturi, Canada, Ontario. Alexander Murphy, USA, Texas. Rishma Suresh Kumar, USA, Arizona. Stacy Jacob, USA, New York. Uchenna Azogu, Canada. Matan Kanian, USA, California. Abiola Fashola, USA, California, and Nigeria. Corey Odwak, Canada. Jasmine McAllister, USA, Illinois. And Megan Love, USA, Florida. Ready? Ratika Kompella, USA. Sarah Klanknecht, USA, Virginia. Reuven Ilyayev, USA, New York. Alexander Fenn, USA, New York, California. Marley Smith, USA, Vermont. David Karp, USA, Texas. Amy Quintero, USA, New York. Travis Lane, USA, New Jersey. Michael Pedro, Trinidad and Tobago. Chandel Sutkar, Trinidad and Tobago. Nishak Pillai, Trinidad and Tobago. Jennifer Paterno, USA, Florida. Dana Lynn, USA, California. Umanda Anjali De Silva, Jankuru Henadish, Sri Lanka. Welcome. Dolly Trailer, USA, Illinois. Sartak Kolshrestha, India. Jasmine Randawa, India. Priyanka Kalan, USA, Florida. Basha Janangir, USA, New York. Brett Miller, USA, New Jersey. Alexandra Medeiros, USA, California. Andrew Payne, Toronto, Canada. Danielle Polichuk, USA, Texas. Hannah Nguyen, USA, California. Brian Quach, USA, California. Zhong Bin Lin from China. Vasilis Parachos, Greece and the United Kingdom. Colin Nissen, USA, Texas. Binit Patel, USA, Florida. Mark Khalil, USA, California. Fuad Karim, Lebanon. Alden Malkak, USA, Arizona. Farine Lalani, Canada. Nikisha Pounder, Trinidad and Tobago. Joseph Picone, USA, New Jersey. Lawson Ishalyai, USA, Texas. Darim Lee, Republic of South Korea. Alana Ghanim, USA, California. Vanessa Ruiz, USA, Florida. Eva Gallo, USA, Florida. Sarah Marina Sanchez, USA, Florida. Mary Lockwood, USA, Connecticut. Melissa Mohammed, Trinidad and Tobago. Eugene Pak, USA, Maryland. Gina Patel, USA, Virginia. Sikandar Niazi, USA, Kentucky. Laura Montoya, USA, Florida. Matthew Kroll, USA, Wisconsin. Banub Michael, Canada. Blesson Matthew, USA, Florida. Abdullah Ismail, USA, Virginia. Alexander Wade, USA, South Carolina. Maurice Rafia, USA, New York. Mikhail Nikube, USA, California. Misha Pitson, USA, Florida. Paula Muller, USA, Florida and Brazil. Melanie Linton, USA, New Jersey. Stecker Pearson, USA, Virginia. Nehu Mutavarapu, India. And Yukti Kodali, USA, Florida. Nice, easy one, thanks. That's an easy name.
Yeah.
Ready? Justin Joy, USA, New Jersey. Chris Karabandi, USA, New York. Kelly Machuca, USA, Florida. Kishan Patel, USA, Massachusetts. Mick Kelling, USA, Florida. Stephanie Pudaloff, USA, New York. Stephen McDowell, USA, Pennsylvania. Mehdi Pedramfard, USA, Pennsylvania. Parmita Jafari, Toronto, Canada. Adora Iluchanwu, USA, Maryland. Kara Johnson, USA, New York. Mariam Khan, USA, New York. Alexander Sakeli, USA, California. Brandon McNitt, USA, New York. Orchid Malati, USA, California. Ryan Pettit, USA, New Jersey. Ryan Parmar, USA, Missouri. Miriam Ossie, USA, Florida. Tiffany Ossie, USA, Florida. And Jeremiah Onwuzurumba, Nigeria. Carmesha Merchant, St. Kitts and Nevis. Joanna Oduro, Ghana. Jasmine Nudanu, USA, California. Chloe Jones, USA, California. Shamaris Perez, USA, New York. Varun Parekh, India. Daniela James, Trinidad and Tobago. Anulua Oituran, Canada and Nigeria. Mohammed Malik, Canada. Ahmed Gubran, USA, New York. Marwa Mir, USA, Virginia. Jasmine Omran, USA, California. Ian Pavlak, USA, New York. Matthew O'Reilly, USA, Illinois. Michael Lieben, Canada. Hapewin, USA, North Carolina. Chigozi Francis Ogbonia, USA, Texas. Vida Ajay Patel, India. Ronika Kachal, India. Sigrid Mamo, Dabel. Olamide Olatu, Nigeria and Canada. Olutimelen Oyaniran, USA, New Jersey. Elijah Okoronkwo, USA, Texas. Jacques Karnik, USA, New Jersey. Hannah Mohammed, Trinidad and Tobago. Naomi Johnson, Trinidad and Tobago. Diane Parchatnan, United Kingdom. Gangadeep Samra, USA, Oregon. Rubal Bengal, Toronto, Canada. And Radha Shah, USA, California. Simi Maharaj, Trinidad and Tobago. Carol Karkour, Toronto, Canada. Kevin Palmer, USA, Florida. Chinwe Okoye Oyibo, USA, New York. Ifioma Kalomwa, Nigeria. Boris Miakovic, Canada. Michael Pelinkoch, USA, New York. Mufit Mamo, USA, New Jersey. Andrew Zaki, Canada. Joseph Majewski, USA, Arizona. And one very special, Cheryl Mokusiko, Botswana. Congratulations to all.
That's my child! Must be getting late. Okay. At this time, I invite the students to stand and recite aloud with me the professional commitment listed in your program. This commitment was written by a student task force in 1995 and has been recited at every School of Medicine white coat ceremony since we began holding it in 1996. Okay. Today is the beginning of my medical education and training as a physician. I acknowledge my responsibility to continue the pursuit of knowledge and understanding until that day when I cease to be a practicing physician. I am entering training for a noble profession in which my interests must always be subservient to those who may seek my assistance. I must be ever conscious of the value of my fellow health professionals and treat them with respect at all times. My classmates at St. George's University are now my colleagues, and I owe them the same support and encouragement to achieve their goals as I hope to see from them. I will work alongside my colleagues and professors with tolerance, compassion, and honesty. I acknowledge my obligation to adhere to the University Honor Code and to conduct myself with integrity and in an ethical manner at all times henceforth. I shall do all within my power to show in myself an example of all that is honorable and good throughout my medical career. It is a privilege to have been given the opportunity to become a physician. May I be ever conscious of that privilege and never abuse it. Please be seated. On behalf of St. George's University, I would like to thank the Arnold Gold Foundation for the Humanism in Medicine pins placed on each student's white coat. Thank you all, students, families, faculty, staff, and administrators, for your support and presence in this ceremony. You are all now invited to a reception at the Lewis and Marion Modica Hall, and I ask that you please remain seated and keep the aisles clear until directed by the ushers. Thank you again for coming.